As a mom, sometimes I feel like I just can't catch up. It's exhausting being an adult. Since the spring, I've been saying, okay, once I get to this moment, things will calm down. And it just hasn't. The spring was busy, the summer was busy, and now fall, start to school, have just been incredibly busy for my family. Can you relate? But there's no denying that September is here and the busiest time of the year is looming. I'm here today for a friendly PSA in the first of my holiday series. Today's video is all about holiday cards. Do you send cards? If you do, I've got a few tips that can help you from things that I've learned year after year, some no-nos and something I will never do again. Hey guys, what's up? It's Jenny and welcome back to my channel on the Epic Journey, where I'm here striving for efficiency, organization, and making things as simple as I can make it. Now, you're probably thinking, Jenny, it is way too early to start thinking about holiday cards. I remember being there. I remember the first year we were married, we were living overseas, and I ordered cards at Thanksgiving, thinking I was so far ahead of the game. I learned pretty quickly that just picking out the photo took so long, and then figuring out which card with the photo. Then I thought the hard part was done, but I had to rush the shipping. Okay, that year I decided to make labels, but then I ran into issues with the printing, and then the return address, and then the stamping, and then the double checking. Oh my gosh, it was so overwhelming. Oh, and of course, I, the overachiever that I can be, had to add a personalized note to everyone. It took me forever. But I will say, now with 3 children, I don't have the time to squeeze in all of that stuff last minute. So I've really had to make things easier, more streamlined, and most importantly, I've had to do things ahead of time. In the end, I will say, I know it's a labor of love, but card giving and receiving is one of my treasured traditions. I absolutely love, and my kids do too, love to run to the mailbox starting once the holiday season starts and when they start coming in to see who we've received a card from that day. It is seriously one of our favorite things to do. We love to display them in our house the entire holiday season and of course marvel at our own cards year after year and how much we've changed. It truly brings me great joy and it's just something that I'm not willing to give up. So here I have some tips. The first tip is to start now. The holidays can be so stressful. Starting now and doing a little bit at a time really can help. If you are planning on a photo card and you've got your photo, I would recommend start picking out the cards now. If you're wanting a professional, get going ASAP. Okay, the next tip is figure out who you are sending to and start gathering addresses. If you have those, make sure you've got the ones that you're confirming and then the ones that you know have moved, just start asking people for their addresses. Sometimes it takes a little bit of hounding to get people to respond, so starting early will definitely help ease that feeling of being rushed and not forgetting anyone. Undoubtedly, you'll have new people to add to your list, so get that one on your list too. Through the year, what I try and do is I update my spreadsheet as the year goes on, so I'm not like doing it all at once. I'm bound to forget someone otherwise. Once the holidays come around, it's just so much harder to remember those kinds of things. The next tip I would have is just factor in the time that each step will take. The majority of people, like I said, are opting for photo cards. There are so many steps that go with going that route. So the first thing is think about the photo. Will you DIY it or are you going to find a photographer? Either way, choosing the outfits is definitely like a feat. It is such a feat. I try to choose like one outfit, like say my outfit or my husband's, and then try and coordinate everyone else's around that. It's best to go with neutrals and not too many patterns, and then like the people who have the pops of color can really make the photo come alive and like push it all together. The actual taking of the photos with kids, oh my gosh. Every photographer we've ever had always says to bring snacks, bribery, and listen, I could not agree more. I am not below that, especially during picture taking. Either having a professional or taking your own photos has its challenges, and I'm pretty sure every mom out there can totally relate and relay out a collective sigh of relief when we know that we've gotten at least one photo with all of us looking and smiling. Am I right? Okay, the next step I would say is waiting on the photographer, or if you are in the DIY boat, your own editing. Most photographers or yourself need a few weeks, so really keep that in mind when you're planning out your photos. Something good to do while you're waiting is narrowing down the type of card that you like. Will you have multiple photos? Do you think you just want 1 or 2? Which site will you use? Will you design your own? Those are all really, really good things to do while you're waiting so that you can help ease the process. It always takes a little bit of time to kind of solidify that. As soon as you get your photos, like start looking at the cards and order them ASAP. Having them early will totally help you. My youngest was born, I discovered a site that will not only address, but put the return address, stamp, and mail the cards for you. I thought this was like an absolute dream come true. My daughter was just born around Christmas time, so we were sending her birth announcements kind of as a combined birth announcement, New Year card together. And I had to mail quite a few of those overseas. So they sent the ones that I had to mail myself because they won't do international mailings. I absolutely loved the photo, the card, everything. I thought I had found like a purple unicorn. I was like, this is perfect. They sent it for me. Unfortunately, I had a friend who sent me a photo telling me how much she loved the photo that I had used, but her photo was notably different. So I put them side to side. I ended up asking a few other friends to do the same thing. Literally, my baby's photo was like completely washed out. It was like nothing like I'd received in the card that they had originally sent me. And I'd sent out like 200 cards. I called the company and they offered either a full refund or to send out new cards. At that point, it was like 3 weeks after I had sent them and I felt like it would be so confusing, so I just opted for the refund. So I will tell you this, lessons learned. If you decide to have them address and stamp your cards, have them mail them to you so that you can have the final say if you're satisfied with the outcome. That is something that I will never do again, have them send them out before I see them. I know these are not big problems, but for me, showcasing our baby was just like so sad that she looked kind of like a ghost. It was not good. Okay, so if you're not going to have the company address them for you, I would recommend that you do a mail merge or a spreadsheet with all of your addresses so that you're not addressing each year. More and more, I am finding that people do that this way, but I do still see handwritten. I personally don't enjoy that. It really is up to you, but I would personally make the spreadsheet. Another thing I would do is set a target date for each step now that you know what you have to do, and then that way you can stay on track. The last thing is I would say just enjoy it. Once you're ready to start addressing and stamping your cards, if you have the time to do it all at once, just light a candle, put on your favorite music, and just enjoy it. Enjoy it all. It's so much fun and it's guaranteed to get you in the holiday spirit. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this friendly PSA will help you feel more prepared and less overwhelmed as we approach the holidays. Right now, you have the gift of time, so use it. Take care.